listening to the Start Me Up Business Programme with Roisin Ni Chleirigh. You can call us on 056 7762 777. And you're very welcome back to the Start Me Up Business Programme here on Community Radio Kilkenny City, your only community radio here in the heart of Kilkenny. So just before the break, we were talking to Business Advisor of Local Enterprise Board, Catherine Hennessy, about the online trading systems that were going on in place. Councillor David Fitzgerald actually recommended that we all do that for small businesses. We start to go online. So now we're talking about the face-to-face shopping experience that we have here in our high street and in the heart of our Kilkenny City. And on the line is Lesley Cleere, the manager of the City Centre's Market Cross Shopping Centre. Lesley, you're very welcome to Community Radio Kilkenny City and the Start Me Up Business Programme.
Oh, thanks, Roisin. Lovely to be on here. Thanks for inviting me.
Oh, Lesley, you know, you must be, your head must be turned, as we say up in Derry, and you must be run off your feet and so busy now with Pennies opening up, and also the other stores of the shopping centres all allowed to open, and it must be chaos down there, is it?
No, it's not at all, actually. It's lovely and relaxed. I'm delighted to report. We were quite lucky, Roisin. We're an outdoor shopping centre, so we didn't have to stick with the same guideline. We would be viewed as outdoor street access. So we opened much earlier. I think up to last week we had about 17 stores open, and now we have about 26, 27, and it's still rising as people get prepared. A lot of people want to make sure they have the correct PPE gear in place, so it's a safe environment for our customers. We've been really lucky, and massive thanks to my team more so than anything else. They've been very on the ball. The queue has been mad for Pennies since it opened on Friday morning, and even going as far as the high street. But I was on the queue system there myself today, and it's moving quite quickly. You know, it's 10-15 minute wait, depending. And everyone, the majority of the customers have been really respectful and lovely to our staff and to each other. So it's been a pleasant experience, thankfully. We've got strict protocols in place. We've got all the markers. We have invested in barrier systems, and it's a safe environment, thank God.
And that comes down to you, your management skills and leadership skills, and knowing your centre, knowing your stores and shops and the managers in there, and knowing your customers. And because the Market Cross is the heart of our high street and the heart of our city centre, isn't it?
It is. You know, it's very important that we keep it ticking over, and fostering open and frequent communication between retailers and our customers is very important to keep that going, because at the end of the day, we need each other and it needs to work for everybody. So we need to be cognizant of the fact that it's a different consumer out there now at the moment, and you have different levels of anxiety with COVID. So we just need to make sure that we keep a strict protocol there, and I suppose the biggest thing, that everyone remain calm and respect each other, you know, and it's there, all the systems are in place for the safety of each other.
We'll go on to the systems in just a little moment. Can you tell us about all the stores in Market Cross? Are they all back open now?
They're not all back. We're about 75% occupied. We lost a few along the way, like Shoe Zone is gone. It was due to go with Brexit, to be honest with you. Monsoon was another casualty, which is a really big unit for us to lose, and we've worked with the staff in there for so long, so we're gutted about that. But that's the way retail environments run as well, and it swings and roundabouts, and we'll just have to make the recovery the best we can. And I suppose impose to everybody that's shopping local how important that actually is, to keep these stores open and to keep people in jobs and circulate on our high street.
And that's important, isn't it, that everybody shops local? Because when you shop local, you're keeping businesses open and you're also keeping jobs local.
This is it. Like, our high street is so important. And so it's not just the Market Cross, it's the whole of the high street. We saw a huge increase last week in footfall, and it's been steady. Like, the queues haven't stopped since 9 a.m. in the morning, so you can see that the spend is coming in. I think people realise whilst online is good and it's available, it's not the same. It's not the same as going into a store. Although it's different now, it's still that experience of seeing sensory, which is quite important. And like that, it's keeping everybody in employment and keeping the cogs turning, as they say.
What are the safety measures that you put in place, and can you tell us about the queue systems?
Well, for us, first and foremost, we've been operating from day one. We had super value. So we were lucky in the sense that we had 6 to 7 stores open throughout COVID. So we had an opportunity here to really develop a skill set with the team and know that the main priority is touch points. So where you have a lift, we have a guide there, 1 to 2 people only into the lift. At every single lift station, you have sanitising gel. Over at our pay stations at the car park, there's sanitising gel, and on all entrances in, there's sanitising gel. So we're encouraging everybody to use that where possible. Obviously follow the government guideline. Cough etiquette is extremely important. We do remind people of that. It has changed, like with the queue systems that we have, you have your markers out, so everybody needs to respect that. It's different in a sense now that we have an ad on our radio. For years and years we've always been advocating, dwell time, stay within the shopping centre, to encourage to go to other shops. And now the message is, once you've done your shopping, please leave. So we've taken away all the benches, we've taken away any areas where people can sit down. I've seen a lot of groups of kids coming in, they want to hang around. I'm going to have to turn off the Wi-Fi. So it's completely turned on its head from that perspective. But the ultimate goal here is keeping everybody safe. So lots of measures have been put in place. Increased cleaning. I have a lady or a gent down on our toilet facility that's allowing maximum in. Keeping that rotation and keeping everything clean. There's a lot of work to it.
And just talking about your toilets, it's actually lovely new toilets that went in recently. Well, it could have been a year ago, but they are lovely toilets, and there's always someone in there checking on the cleanliness and making sure that the toilets are up to scratch. It's really, when you go in there, it's like a luxury toilets that you would get in a hotel. It's lovely.
They're lovely. We did want to do something good, and we felt like the Market Cross were 28 years old. We want to keep the upkeep of it. We want to keep fresh and modern. And also, we used to have only 4 toilets, so now we've 8, but we're back to 4 with COVID, because what we've actually done is close down 2 in between to give enough space for people to comfortably go and safely go to the bathroom. We've also kept the doors open now, so there's proper ventilation going through. We're lucky that we had all that work done. Yeah. Tell
us about the shopping centre guidelines that you're following.
Well, I'm on a shopping centre association Zoom call every other week, and we're all in the same boat. So the first thing we need to do is calculate how many people we're allowed into the shopping centre at any one time. And then also check with the stores to make sure that they have their capacity numbers correct. So the minute that we think we're going to exceed that, we'd have to ask people to leave the queue and come back.
Yes.
So that's the most important. Safe evacuation, making sure that all systems are working correctly, and making sure people feel supported is the main thing there. Yeah.
Because the Market Cross and the High Street, it's so vibrant, isn't it? Because and that is the heart of Kilkenny, and for us residents here in Ireland, Kilkenny, who live here, but even for the tourists, the heart of the Kilkenny is the High Street and the surrounding streets and shops that are connected to the High Street.
Yeah, we're so lucky. We really miss our neighbours here, like the Medieval Mile Museum, Smith Explorer Experience. We are feeling that impact around, and not just because they're their business, but also, you'd see them in and about, and, you'd miss that level of vibrancy there. But it's down to us now to have safe protocols in place, and I think this one-way system that we're introducing next week onto the High Street will allow for that. And it's great to see proactivity going on there. As a member of the City Centre Task Force myself, people are giving out, that it might hinder and it might not work. But at the end of the day, safe egress and access for customers and shops, like they're quite small shops along the High Street. So it's important that their customers feel that they can queue without somebody coming in on top of them. So a safe message, yeah.
And even though we got the small shops, that's what makes Kilkenny so quaint.
Oh yeah, yeah. Like, we're so lucky. We've Market Cross, we're a shopping centre, but really we have so many independent stores. We don't have many UK stores, so we're very lucky that way. And then the high street is the same, and our boutiques, we're blessed with the retail offering that we have. And I know the local enterprise office has been hugely supportive in terms of training and adapting to our changing environment and how to cope with customer service level. So, and there's lots of support out there to help these small businesses.
Tell us, Lesley, how do we all as a community, from your perspective, how do we actually increase consumer confidence?
Oh, well, I mean, that's going to take time to come. But I think once you come in here and realise that it's a safe environment and managed well, that consumer confidence will come back. With stock levels, and I suppose there's a lot of uncertainty. Are you allowed touch? Are you allowed browse? The do's and don'ts. But this is something that we have to learn in society. There is no definitive rule book. There are guidelines. So that will change as time goes on as well, and we'll grow together.
And as the government have said, and everybody's saying, we're all in this together.
This is it. Nobody knows the right way. We're all trying to do our best. We're all supporting each other. Not just, it's county per county supporting each other. It's not just in Kilkenny City. So I think we're very lucky in Ireland that we do have a strong work ethic, and we share that with one another.
Tell us about changed customer, because now there is such thing now as a changed customer.
There is. I suppose the difference you're going to see out there is anxiety levels mainly, and some people don't believe in COVID. Believe it or not, there are customers out there that don't believe in it, and they don't want to move, and they can become a little bit aggressive. And that's the hardest part at the moment, is to realise that you don't know what stresses that person is under. As customer service, you would always adopt that style anyway, but it's now more than ever. You need to realise that people are dealing with, maybe somebody at home has an underlying illness and they're worried, or, so there's lots of different levels of anxiety out there, and we just need to adapt to that. I would just say have a little bit of patience. I think some things went out online about queue systems, and then there was positivity, and at the end of the day, everybody's doing their best, and I think patience needs to be reiterated for everyone.
And we as customers and consumers, we need to be more patient with the retail staff and with managers like you of shops and shopping centres.
Well, at the end of the day, I suppose, it's we don't have a choice. We have to come out and work now. And we, everybody's a frontline worker, and everybody's just trying to protect themselves. But it's not just about that. It's about coexisting together with this until we find a vaccine. So we have to respect the guidelines that are there and adhere to them. It may seem like sometimes that, the way, like today I had to ask 2 young girls that were sitting down to move. Like, it's not natural for us to do that, but we have to, and I think it's important that people understand that's where we're at right now, and it is our responsibility to make sure everybody is protected that comes in here.
And it's, again, the onus is also on the customers to make sure that we comply with the guidelines and with the Market Cross shopping centres protocols as well.
Yeah.
Well, we're running out of time, unfortunately, Lesley, but hopefully you will come back on regularly on the Start Me Up business programme. But before you go, we have Miles Kavanagh has texted in, and he said, Roisin, I wonder if Lesley could make a proposal to the owners of the Market Cross car park to extend the time allowed in people shopping more than 15 minutes free.
Unfortunately, that won't be an option, no. It's a very hard system to manage, and that's the system that's in place. There won't be any more changes to that. I think the car park owner was very gracious with the 3 months he's already provided. And, business is business, and he also needs to get back. We have operating systems there that work quite well. If, I'll take the comments on board. If there was anything there I could do, fantastic. But at the moment, I don't think we will be.
And Miles also said there's a roof is badly needed on the Market Cross, but I think there is already a roof over the escalator and upstairs, and I think that's what makes the Market Cross, because you know, on the sunny days we can avail and we know we're outside. It's the pros and cons. There is roof going up the escalator and around the escalators.
There is covered areas there, but you have to bear in mind when we were built there in 1993-94, the forefathers objected due to the sightline. So no matter where you look in the Market Cross, you can see St Mary's Cathedral. From my office, I'm looking at it right now.
Oh, that's lovely.
So there was lots of things that we had to consider when the shopping centre was being built. Also, it was done in this style so that it would be like the streetscape to the medieval city. We're unique in our offering, and there may be down the line that we could look at some sort of covering in certain areas, but I think it adds unique character and style to us currently.
I think so too, because when the good weather's there, you can sit there, have an ice cream or a cup of coffee or have a chat, and that's what makes it.
Moment,
no, but down the line next year.
We're very lucky it's been sunny, you know, and that's it. We're just in the situation we're now, and we need to crack on with what we have.
Well, thank you so much indeed, Lesley Cleere, manager of the Market Cross Shopping Centre.
Just before I go,
yes?
massive thank you to all of my security and cleaning team. Couldn't have done any of it without them.
Please do take a sincere thank you from here, us all at Community Radio Kilkenny City, in thanking you all for being such wonderful frontline heroes during the COVID-19.
Thanks, Roisin. Thanks for having
me. We really
me.
appreciate it.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. That is Lesley Cleere, manager of the Market Cross Shopping Centre. Do stay tuned. After the break, we're going to be talking to health and safety expert Orla Deegan. You're listening to the Start Me Up Business Programme with Roisin Ni Chleirigh. You can text us on 086 353 7782.